Alright, so this is going to be my Ethan on Everything spoof, Marble League teams. The Marble League is finally here. We have the draw, we have the groups, and today we're going to be covering Group A, from the Blackjacks all the way to the Turtle Sliders, right? So we're going to see who's going to qualify, who's not going to qualify, and let's get straight into it. Alright, starting off with the Blackjacks. The Blackjacks, they're pretty good. I genuinely think they do have the ability to be a top team. Like 2024, we saw 2024. 2024 was a really good season, and they didn't even get any goals in that season. And I think 2025 was very similar. They had a lot of nights. And who can forget 2022? 2022 was probably, like, I want to say top 5 showdown seasons. Definitely the best that didn't win the showdown because Team Plasma was just so dominant back then. But yeah, Blackjacks, I'm feeling good about them. They have good momentum. I think the qualifier events, they're like average for them. Like hurdles, they're not terrible at. Balancing, I believe, is in there, and jousting. Jousting, I have no idea. So jousting, but on pure merit, I think they should qualify. I'm gonna put them in qualify. So next we got the Balls of Chaos. The Balls of Chaos, I don't care what anyone says, they haven't been good in like at all. They just have not been good since 2020. No, 2019. 2019 was the last time they were actually good in anything besides Mobula 1 and off seasons. 2020 they got what, 14th, 15th. 2021 they were like average in the showdown. 2022 we don't even want to talk about 2022. Like, I'm a Team Primary fan. Don't get me started on 2022. That's gonna be a while. You're gonna have me talking for a while there. But 2023 we beat them. They got 9th. They were just average again. And we beat them with no medals, by the way. Just want to say that we were really good at that showdown. 2024 they were like, 2024 was arguably their best season in the last 6 years. That's crazy. And then 2025 they were in the Tank Bowl. Not 2022 levels of bad, but definitely 2020 levels of bad. And if they qualify, it would be through sheer luck and sheer luck alone. And these events are not particularly good for them either. Like hurdles, I don't remember them ever doing good in. Balancing, they're like fine in. Jousting, again, I'm not entirely sure about jousting, but yeah, I'm gonna put them in do not qualify. All right, next up, Gliding Glaciers. Gliding Glaciers, they are a wild card team in the sense that they do not have anything distinct about them, disqualifiers, that makes them want to qualify or disqualify. Like, they don't have that much good momentum. I believe they were like average in the showdown last year. I don't even remember if they were in the main league or in the showdown, but they did a decent, no, they didn't do a decent job. They did kind of bad, realistically, in 2023 and 2024. They were like one spot off. No, they were last in 2024. But yeah, they have not had a good record, but they do qualify. 2022 they auto qualified and they got 10th. 2021 was their debut pretty much, except for 2018. I'm not really counting 2018 here, but yeah, 2021 was their debut. They got a podium, but in a really close season, that doesn't really matter. But they have qualified every single season. 2 of those have been auto qualifications, but like, these events, again, they don't stand out. There is nothing about them. These could go either way. I think this is a pretty stat heat, or a group. So I am gonna put this in do not qualify. The Green Ducks. Now, the Green Ducks, they technically got 14th last season, but their 14th was not a regular 14th. That 14th was pretty good for being 14th. And then every other season before that, they were very good. I'm not going to say very good because they weren't necessarily very good, but they were good. Like 2023 was the showdown podium. 2024 they were like average in the main league, and in 2024 that was just like expected, I guess, because we're gonna get to them next time. But the Savage Speeders, they didn't even do good in 2024. That league was all messed up. But in the 2022, they got their host 5th place. That was really good. 2021, they could have won 2021 if it had gone a little bit better. But the fact that they got where they got, I think 11th, in between the O's and the Speeders, that's crazy. And then 2020, they got like 12th or something, but it was really underrated. And then 2019 was obviously their debut, 2nd best season of all time, technically, or 3rd, somewhere around there. But yeah. And these events, the underwater race, they are very good in water events. We should know that by now. Balancing, I do think balancing is one of their weaker events. Like, the Green Ducks are pretty well rounded, but I do think that's a bit of a weaker event. But we also have hurdles. Hurdles, they're generally better at than not, I want to say. And then jousting, they are heavier marbles. They are good at block pushing. So I am gonna like, and they are just staples of the Marble League. This is just kind of vibes talking here, but they should be in the main league. So I'm gonna put them in the main league. Hazers. Hazers are making it. I promise you the Hazers are making it. This is like their best shot. Like 2025 was their worst lineup because they had Sand Rally, which they were like pretty inconsistent in, block pushing, which was really rough. I forgot. I think they have relay. I don't think they're pretty good at relay. They're not very good at relay. But this time they have underwater race. Underwater race is probably their best event. Triathlon's up there too. But those two, they're really good. There's no block pushing, so that's not going to be a detriment. Hurdles is fine. Jousting. I'm not. We're not entirely sure about how that's going to work, but I would assume that's going to be better than block pushing on average, but like about like not as good as other events, but definitely better than block pushing. And then where's the last one? The last one is balancing. That, I mean, they hold the record. But balancing is kind of a crapshoot. I do think they'll do well. And underwater race, if underwater race doesn't carry them, I don't know what will, but they're gonna qualify. They're qualifying. Now the jungle jumpers. I need to go on a rant about this. The jungle jumpers are the most lucky team in existence. That I believe they got 12th in the 2025 and 2022 showdowns, which are the only ones they got that actually had relegation. They did about average in the no they did really good in 2024 actually, so I won't knock them for that. And they did what, like 5th place or something in 2023, but outside of 2019 and mainly 2024, just 2024, they have not been good at all. Like, they are just one of the worst teams. I think they're worse than Team Primary. I think they're worse than Balls of Chaos. Would I say they're worse than the Limers? No. Would I say they're worse than the Purple Rockets? No. And also the rest in peace Purple Rockets. But like, the Jungle Jumpers are like, I want to say bottom 8 team in the league. And this set of events does not really help them. They're not particularly good in water. They are not particularly good at hurdles. I think their best Triple Crown is relay because they got that one in 2020, but that one it wasn't really stacked, and they're just not good at Triple Crown in general. I believe their goals were in archery and like I think biathlon or triathlon, whichever one was in 2019. Yeah, they're usually good at the off-kilter stuff, and this is just pure on-kilter, except for jousting. And jousting, I don't see them making it because of jousting, and everything else is not it's just not going for them. So I'm gonna put them in do not qualify. Midnight Wisps. Now the Midnight Wisps have gotten 4th for the 3rd time, 2017, 2020, and then 2025. They really should have made the podium. I don't know how Meliel stuck that podium in, what is it called, Sand Rally in 2025. I genuinely don't know how they did that, because Midnight Wisps were up there for a while. Like, they should have had bronze locked in. Like, the main fight was obviously between the Cobalt and the Oceanics, and the Cobalts dominated, but the Midnight Wisps should have been up there, considering they were 3rd. And considering their first half in that league, they just had a huge first half. And then that's the only league that really matters at this point, because most of their roster got overhauled. So like 2024, they technically would have gotten relegated, but that doesn't really matter with a new roster. I think they have good momentum. I think they also did really good in Marbula 1. People don't really talk about their Marbula 1, but they had a really good Marbula 1, especially for 2 newcomers. Yeah, I don't see them not qualifying. It's just really hard to put them at not qualifying, so I'm just gonna put them in qualifying. The Raspberry Racers. Now the Raspberry Racers, this is gonna be, if they qualify, this would be their 9th Marble League in a row. They have not been to the showdown. They are the only team in this group to not have been to the showdown. And this set of events really favors them. Hurdles, think back to 2023. Last second comeback, amazing. Underwater race, I think that's one of their worst events. But jousting is probably going to be slightly favored towards weight, and they are the heaviest marbles. They are agate marbles, or agate, whatever you want to say. And then balancing, again, balancing is kind of like a crapshoot. It's kind of like Sand Rally from last league qualifiers, and they were able to do it in Sand Rally, so I don't see why they wouldn't do it in... Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do it in this league, so I am going to put them in qualifying. The solar flares, they are a really weird case to think about, because the one time they qualified, did it really well. And every other time, they have been pretty bad. Like, 2021 and 2022 were historically bad. We thought they were the worst team. Like, the general consensus was they were bottom three, along with the Limers and I don't know who else would be better, but they were definitely bottom three back then. And even into 2023, they did not have a good 2023. They got barely saved by relegation. I know relegation didn't matter back then, or because Mint Mobile happened, but like they should have gotten relegated. I don't know how the Minties got relegated then, whatever. And then 2024, they qualified. They managed to qualify, and they managed to qualify comfortably. And then they Radiance wins the MVM, and they get 7th somehow. I don't know how that happened. That should not have happened. I'm telling you, 2024 was the weirdest year ever. But 2025, I'm not exactly sure where they finished. They definitely didn't qualify. I would have remembered them qualifying. They must have done average in the showdown. I don't think... Yeah, I mean, obviously they didn't get relegated. I think they were like, what, 7th, 8th, something? That is not a good history to go off of. And given that none of these events particularly helped the solar flares, like underwater race, I remember them doing pretty good in triathlon, I guess, in 2021 and the showdown. But like that was like their only good moment in the water. And then hurdles, they don't really do good in hurdles. What else? What's the other? Balancing. Again, balancing is a crapshoot. We have no idea. And then jousting is also going to be a crapshoot. I just don't see him making it. So I'm going to put them in not make it. Team Momo. Now, I am a Team Momo fan. Well, I'm mainly a Team Primary fan, but I like all the teams. I like Team Galactic, Team Momo, Team Plasma. And Team Momo, as much as I want them to qualify, I just don't think this is their year. Like, this is probably going to be my most vibes-based guess here. Team Momo does not make it. Like, I'm struggling to find reasons why. Like, these events are not particularly bad. Like, balancing is a crapshoot. Underwater race, I think they're generally, like, average. I want to say in 2024 they did... Yeah, no, 2022, I mean. 2022 they DNF'd, so that didn't really count. They don't have much experience in the water. Actually, 2016, they did really good in the water, didn't they? They got, like, 4th or something. Or they medaled, maybe. Something like that. But yeah, and then hurdles, again, Momo, I think hurdles is easily, actually, their weakest Triple Crown. They've won sprint multiple times. They've won relay. I don't think they've won multiple times. They've only won in 2023, but the fact that they've won it at all, there's no way they've won hurdles, at least not in the modern form. I just don't see them making it, and you know, it's time for a team reunion. We need a Momiri reunion, so I'm going to put them in do not make it. Team Plasma. Now, you may notice that in this group, there's Team Plasma and the Turtle Sliders, and there is one spot making it, one spot not making it. And I will have to reveal right now that I think Team Plasma is making it. Team Plasma, they have all that it takes to be a really good team. I promise you. Everyone in 2022, when they had that really good season of like 110 points in the showdown, everyone started overrating them. They thought like they were potential for like a really good team. And then Team Plasma in 2023 qualifiers, they did first in their heat, which had, I think, the Raspberries and the Savage Speeders. I want to say that was the heat. I'm not sure, but yeah, like Team Plasma was the biggest hype train. And then 2023, they fell down a cliff. Like, they got 2023 all messed up after that. What is it? They got the steeplechase. Steeplechase is a whole other kind of worms, but they got that legit. And then they just didn't do anything for the rest of the season other than elimination race. And then 2024, Like, I know 2024 scoring was rough, but they got relegated, and I don't think the scoring would have changed that. They didn't get a medal, I don't think. I want to say they didn't get a medal. I hope they didn't get a medal because that would invalidate my argument. And then 2025, honestly, I don't know why I'm talking down to them when I think they're going to qualify. But, like, I just want to explain my thought process. 2023, it was lackluster, but it was a rough year just in general to be in the lower half because it was so close. And I think they had they had potential. They had potential. I remember I think they DNF'd in one of the events. I think it was like the maze. And the maze, that maze DNF cost them probably like 3 spots in the standings. I'm gonna be honest. And then 2024 they got technically relegated. Who cares? And then 2025 they were competing back. So they were competing right back at the top. I think this was probably like their worst qualifiers though, because they didn't do terrible in 2024 qualifiers. So yeah, this was probably the worst qualifiers 2025. And then they did proceed to do really good in the showdown. I don't believe they got the podium, but they were like competing the whole time. I forgot what the last event was. I think it was a sand rally for the showdown. And they just did average in it, but like sand rally isn't here. Other events are here. They're good in underwater. I mean, they got first in the showdown in the water league. And then hurdles, they're fine. Balancing, I'm pretty sure they're one of the better teams in balancing. I want to say that. And then jousting, again, jousting, balancing, we don't really know what's going to happen in those, but I am feeling confident about underwater race, and I'm feeling decently confident about hurdles. And again, I just think they have the momentum. I think they have all the resources they need. I think they could qualify, so I'm going to put them in qualify. Now, the turtle sliders. The turtle sliders are an edge case because they have not qualified, and they have not qualified ever in their entire existence. 2019, 2025, they have not qualified once. They've been decently close. I want to say 2023 and 2025. No, 2025 they were not close. 2023 they were pretty close. 2024 they were pretty close. Those 2 years were by far their closest. And then in the showdowns, they got relegated in 2019. I think they would have gotten relegated in 2020 if relegation stayed there. 2021 was about average. That was like their best year at that point. And then 2022 was like their big moment where they got fourth. They probably would have gotten third if Team Momo didn't have like that huge last half surge. I genuinely don't know how they did that, by the way. That was amazing. And Turtle Sliders in 2023, they kind of fell off a cliff. They got silver in where it was either like Gravitrax or Relay, one of those two. Or Honeycomb Team Pursuit or Relay, one of those two. Because Gravitrax was in 2019, not 2023, whatever. Yeah, that was their good one, and then they kind of fell off a cliff after that. They finished again mid-pack. 2024, they definitely got relegated. They were definitely one of the relegated teams. I remember that. I think it was Midnight Wisps, Thunderbolts, Team Plasma, and the Turtle Sliders. I believe that was the bottom 4 of 2024. And then 2025, they did make a comeback. But let's be clear, qualifiers, 2025 qualifiers, a lot of people said that was their year because they had block pushing and relay, both things they were really good at. They finished like 27th or 28th out of all of the qualifiers. That was their year. If that wasn't their year, I don't see this year being the year. The events are much less favored for them. The hurdles is not by far, but hurdles is definitely one of the weaker triple crowns. The relay is obviously up there for them. That's just their best one. Balancing, I generally don't think they've had a good run in balancing. I don't know. Like, I cannot remember a single time the Turtle Sliders have gotten over like 320. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just don't think that's happened. And then underwater race, they could be decent in underwater race, but there's a lot of better ones. You know, the Hazers, the Wisps, Team Plasma maybe, the Green Ducks, I want to say, would be pretty good as well. Yeah, those ones, yeah, I just don't see it happening for the Turtle Sliders. And jousting, If they didn't do good in block pushing, I doubt they're gonna do good in jousting. I'll be honest. Or javelin, it might be javelin. If I've been saying jousting the whole time, but it was actually javelin, just throw me into a cliff or something, throw me into a volcano. But I do not have them qualifying. I'm gonna put them in not qualifying. And that was the end of the episode or the video, I guess. Uh, be sure to watch my next video. It's going to be the Group B rankings, who's qualifying, who's not qualifying. I don't think I'm going to do much of this very often. We'll just see. Like if you got to the end of the video, you probably watch Yellow's Marble Runs. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know what we're talking about. But my channel is not particularly Yellow's Marble Runs focused. It's just whatever I want to upload, and I want to upload this. Ethan on everything spoof. Thank you for Ethan on everything for like inspiring me to do this kind of format. Just like talking to the camera, have a tier list up, talk about a team, talk about a team, talk about a team. Just I think this format seems pretty cool. And that's all I want to do. So let's end it.